This video is part one of a two-part training series on the VisionTEK mobile CAD software for fire clients. This information-packed software is mainly meant to interact with dispatch, retrieving and sending real-time data. Mobile CAD is utilized by law and fire alike to receive dispatched information, incident updates, to show status updates, to add comments into an incident as it develops, to check your times, and other relevant data to your daily work. This video will only discuss the left side toolbar of quick keys. Another video will explain all the CAD forms available from the navigation menu F2. Let me point out three very helpful fields in mobile CAD. First, you have the top left field that displays your current status, such as available or on scene. Secondly, the bottom right field tells whether you are on an incident or not. Finally, the bottom center field shows your most recent activity, letting you know the information you are sending to CAD and ultimately dispatch. The login screen automatically pulls up when you click the CAD icon from your toolbar. However, if you get kicked off mid-session, you can also access it from the navigation menu Quick Key F2. Only the unit ID and vehicle ID fields are required for fire and EMS agencies. The agency ID and area fields are only controlled the search features within VisionTEK. The CAD ID is populated by default from the sign-on box, but doesn't actually do anything. Unit ID has to match the unit ID of the vehicle already in CAD. Fire EMS units are static, which means the unit can only sign on as the vehicle it is configured as in CAD. The exception is the CAD unit change feature, which runs a script to change these fields in the registry on your MDC so it can sign on as another unit. So if you are operating Engine 76, make sure to sign in with that vehicle's unit ID. Next is vehicle ID. This must exist in CAD before you can sign in with it. This is generally the apparatus you are operating. Then there's starting mileage. To minimize confusion, a mask and decimal place has been added to indicate that you should only enter the last 4 digits plus the 10th. Agency ID defaults to your agency and area and must match the vehicle ID in CAD. Your CAD ID is your personnel ID in the database. It sometimes matches your radio ID, but this should have been assigned to you at the start of employment. The CAD ID is populated by default from the VisionTEK sign-on box, but does not actually do anything for fire and EMS. Portable radio is a feature that we do not use. It just came with the form, so you can ignore this. The second officer field is more of a law field for if two officers are riding together. The rider field is free text, so if a citizen or news reporter wants to do a ride-along, you should document that in this field so it gets logged into CAD. Unit equipment box is another feature we do not utilize. The send bar will activate your login. You can also just press your enter key. Refresh will populate boxes with previous information used to log in the last session, helpful if you get kicked off in the middle of your shift. Clear will empty all fields and make you start all over. When you do successfully log in, you will hear a ding if your volume is turned up and you're taken back to the F2 CAD form boxes. So now that we are logged in, let's walk through the quick keys that run down your left side bar. F2 navigation menu takes you to the CAD forms discussed in part 2 of this training series. Consider this home base where the full features and screens are accessed. Moving down, F3 through F8 are the most frequently used status changes, so we made them quick keys. F3, responding. You must be on an incident to activate this status change. F4, on scene. You also must be on an incident to activate this status change. Quick key F5, to hospital. This status update tells you that you are now leaving the scene and headed to the hospital. It will open the status change field with TH, to hospital, already selected. You can then select the location or hospital from the drop-down list you are headed toward and any comments you want to include. Pressing send will change your status in the top left corner to TH. Notice you do not have to be assigned to an incident to activate this status. F6, at hospital. Once you have arrived at the hospital, simply pressing this quick key will open the status change form with AH. This allows you to change your destination, enter ending mileage or comments when arriving at your destination, rather than radioing into dispatch. You can do this yourself as you pull into the lot, also helping your times be as accurate as possible. The next quick key, F7, is for available disposition. Available brings up the incident disposition form where you can close out of an incident. If you are not the last unit to leave a scene, you do not need to enter a disposition. You can just press send with all the fields empty and take yourself off the incident. If you are the last unit to leave the scene, you must enter at least one disposition so CAD knows what all took place. If you are the first to leave but you do enter a disposition, that disposition is logged with your unit. So do not be afraid that you're going to be closing the call prematurely. CAD will know when it's the last officer to leave. All the dispositions are in drop-down pick lists that are also type ahead fields. Start typing it and tab once it appears on your screen. In case you are not clear on what a disposition is, it is an action taken on an incident. For example, false alarm, no contact, nothing found, or canceled. Only use F7 when you are leaving an incident. You can also log the location, which is not used very often. This information is logged with the unit, not the incident. So it could be helpful if you're clearing an incident that originated in Lebanon, but you're ending at a facility in Dayton. Having this location would let dispatch know that you are not in the area available for another immediate dispatch. The next quick key, F8, is for Activate Split Crew. This puts your unit in an AR, Available by Radio status. This status is commonly used by split crew units, which are two units from the same station linked together due to limited crew availability to operate both apparatus. This will show when they are out of the station on a detail and still available for incident assignments, but the associated apparatus is not available for assignment due to no crew available to man that apparatus. Next down, F9 is Incident Update. With the exception of incident number, these are fields that a firefighter or medical personnel can update at any time during the incident, but most of the fields remain their original entry. If an active incident, the incident number will appear in the top right corner. Incident type normally stays what it was originally coded as, and if it changes, dispatch would be the one to change it, because in most cases, this also requires additional units to be assigned and dispatched to the incident. This is what we refer to as an upgrade to an incident. For example, dispatch might not have enough information to properly classify a medical run, so they may make it a bike accident. But when you get there, you realize it's a watercraft accident, so you request dispatch to upgrade the incident to whatever it is. Changing the address will change the initial address for the call, so you do not want to do this unless the original entry was wrong. If an incident starts to involve multiple addresses, each address should have its own incident number. A good example of when the address may change is if someone reports smoke but can only tell the general area it's coming from. The fire department can change it to the exact address once they arrive on scene. Generate report number is something CAD uses to set up to automatically create a report number for the originating agency every time an incident is created. So if you are not the originator, you will need to request a report number to be assigned for your agency to create a report number that triggers CAD to send the incident data to your agency's fire records management system. These get confusing for people after the fact, but please realize that the incident number and report number look identical, but they are very different. An incident can have multiple reports attached to it if multiple agencies are working together on the call. The incident number relates to the CAD incident created by dispatch or a field unit. The report number is for agency use after the incident is over for their records management system. If you assist on an incident outside your jurisdiction and want a report, you need to request this from dispatch. They go through an extra step to make sure the report number matches your agency in the second and third digit spots. So if 3 fire departments are called in on a large fire, the home agency will automatically have a report number generated, but the other 2 agencies cannot generate a report number with the button shown here. They must request a report number for their agency from dispatch. Few officers and firefighters realize that they can update a closed incident. It is actually easier for you to do it because it is logged with your unit. By knowing the entire incident number and typing it into the incident number field, you can retrieve incident details and make changes. The comments field is a field for you to add comments to the incident both during and after the incident. Getting down near the bottom, you have quick key F10 status change. The new status field is a drop-down type ahead field for every status option. The only required field out of this whole form is new status. You come to F11 query units. This is a quick way to show all units from your agency along with other pertinent information such as their flag, their current status, their time, which is in minutes that the units have been in their displayed status from the time you hit the Query Incident button. That data will not change on your screen unless you hit the F11 button again, as it does not live update. You can see here that everything is on one line, a recent update that was accomplished by adding scroll bars to the window, preventing the text from wrapping. So you will now need to scroll to the right to see this field. Pressing F11 is actually 4 steps rolled into one, or else you would have to do F2, unit info, enter the agency, then press send. This tool is extremely useful if you are assisting backup or are curious where your other units are and want a quick look. To see units from other agencies, you need to go to the Unit Info form and change the agency field under the All Units and Criteria to the agency ID of the units you want to see. So there you have the 10 quick keys in Mobile CAD, status changes and CAD forms most often used by fire agencies. For further questions, please contact the CAD RMS division at 695-HELP option 3 or email the Telecom Help System, help@wcoh.net for your need to be addressed. This has been part 1 of a 2-part training series on the VisionTEK mobile CAD software for fire clients.